Hey gang, today we are taking a look at Cyber Engine Night Morpher KM-05 Screecher from Mastermind Creations. Now, I got this guy about a year, well not a year ago, I got this guy a while ago, and I just haven't had a chance to review him. I do apologize for that, but I'm finally getting around to it, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed with what Mastermind Creations has done here, so we'll get into it really quickly. The only issue I wanted to show you with the box is they used normal everyday tape, like clear Scotch tape. That clear tape is already yellowing on this box, which I find absolutely hysterical and a little stupid, to be honest. So, quick look at the box. Just a overall cool looking box. Still a little miffed about that tape. Alright, enough of the box. Let's go ahead and open them up and take a look at what's inside. Right out of the box, you will notice that Screecher is missing his wings. Well, that's easy because he comes with his wings separated from him. And they're very easy to put on, but you do have to be just a smidge bit careful because they peg in right into this back part right here. Now, the one thing you need to be careful about is you see the little gear here. You want to turn it so that it is flat and pegs in to the correct, or pegs in correctly. If you don't, you're going to break the figure. So this particular wing goes on the other side, and we just peg it in, and it makes it. The snapping sound is a little bit scary, but it works fine. The only issue I have with the figure is the guns pop off way too easily in robot mode. That's my only problem with him in robot mode. They do go right back on pretty easily, and I think I did it wrong. There we go. So again, just make sure that the pegs are in the correct position, and then snap them on, like that. And here we have Screecher in robot mode. The robot mode is simply fantastic. It has this steampunk vibe that really works for Transformers, and I honestly did not originally think it would, but it's just gorgeous. And I will show you up close detailing in a minute. But overall, the robot mode is striking, and the amount of detailing and the excellent paint apps that are applied to this figure are just great. To be honest, this is one of the nicer looking third-party figures that I've gotten a hold of. Now, one thing you need to be aware of if you pick up this guy, Warper, or Thunderer, I think is the other one. These guys, you can hurt yourselves on because of the amount of sharp, pointy bits. There is no rubberized plastic here at all. Everything is sharp, pointy angles. Well, not everything, but everything that looks like it's going to be a sharp, pointy bit, I can guarantee you it is a very sharp, pointy bit. Eagle-eyed viewers may already notice that I have not applied the fix, or the one extra bit that Mastermind Creations has included with this figure and with the other two. They come with these little screw hole covers. That's brilliant. For an extra like $1 you can get, or Mastermind Creations was able to add screw hole covers, which they're very small, they're very, very tiny, but they go into these screw holes and these rivet holes, and they fit pretty much perfectly. You might have to shave them down a bit, but they just add extra detailing to the figure, which I find great. Now, the only reason I put that one in is because I accidentally pulled it off the tree. But I'm probably not going to add the other rivets just because I like the look of the figure without them, but with them, he still looks really, really cool. As I said, the detailing on this figure is amazing. Now, please forgive my camcorder. The autofocus on this thing doesn't like to work with multiple layers. As you can see, the head is in focus, but the chest is not. I'm going to scroll down the figure to give you guys a better look at the inner detailing and the workings of this figure just from the front, and then we'll look at the sides. It just looks amazing, and I can't get over it. I really can't get over it. This is probably one of the best looking third-party figures I've gotten a hold of yet. There's just a certain unique design here that Mastermind Creations has been able to work into this guy that is truly, truly amazing. And dare I say, beautiful. Not only does Screecher look good, but he can pose really well also. Head is on a little bit of a ball joint. There isn't a whole lot of movement. Okay, I lied. There's a good chunk of movement. I just had my finger stuck. So the head is on a ball joint, got full range of movement. Arms are on a ratchet for the swivel at the shoulder, then another plastic ratchet for in and out movement, swivel just underneath the shoulder, a good solid 90-degree turn at the elbow. Hands, yeah, they do rotate. Guns can be held in his hands. Torso articulation is present, and it is on a ratchet. He has ratchets in the hips. He's got a swivel just underneath that ratchet. Knees bend a whole lot. He's got a double jointed knee. Feet are on ball joints, though you are going to have a little bit of an issue with this giant pointy bat wing. And then he's got rear feet on a separate swivel, set of swivel joints, or I'm sorry, swivel and then another swivel, perpendicular swivel for the rear part of the foot. Sorry, can't talk today. And you can get some very nice poses, but as I've said in the past, I completely lack any originality in posing in a toy, so I am not good at posing figures. Now, you might think that, oh, well, these pylons back here are very, very heavy. They do add a little bit of heft to the figure, but his feet are nice and wide, so you do not run into any real stability problems. He is a little floppy in spots, but nothing that would cause me to be mad about the figure at all. As you saw earlier, you can detach the cannons or the Gatling guns on his forearms. They just pop off very easily. Okay, sometimes easier said than done sometimes, but they come off pretty easily. They don't have any spinning gimmicks, though the actual plastic bit is on just this little swivel, so you can manually move it. There's no gimmick involved. I appreciate that. I rather like the fact that I would rather much have a higher quality plastic and no gimmick than a gimmick with crappy plastic. The other weapons he has are located right there on his hips. These blades do detach, and you have to do this. The attach point is very firm, but you can see right there where my thumb is the connector port, or the connector part. And just getting it off is a little bit of a challenge. You do have to put a little bit of force in, but it will come off. And each of those wings are on their own individual, I guess you would call this a swivel? They're on their each individual belt, we'll say. So what you get are two massive melee blades. Freaking awesome! And to add to the coolness factor, the blades freaking combine into a giant boomerang blade botleth of death. It's so freaking awesome. So now that we've taken a look at Screecher and all of his different components, let's go ahead and get him into plane mode. Now, I will be the first to tell you, you do have to be a little bit careful here. Yes, this figure is awesome. Yes, this figure is highly durable. Yes, you could potentially very much hurt yourself by transforming him. I'm not kidding. You really can hurt yourself. So if you guys get this figure, just be careful. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that the hands are kind of pointing in a specific direction. We need to make sure that the open hands, the thumbs, are pointing up towards the robot mode, while these panels and the underarms are pointing down. And that way we could just fold up the hands without any clearance issues. Now for the purpose of this transformation, I have removed the guns. I will reattach them once we're done. Honestly, it just makes things a little bit easier. So next we're going to take the arms and put them straight down. The next part of the transformation that we're going to do isn't really the way the directions say to do it. I like to do this because it just gets things out of the way. So we're going to take the wings on the back and fold them up. In doing so, well, first we're going to have to fold the flaps on the head down and then fold the head back, straight back like that. So now we can fold the wings up, and in doing so we will create an automorph gimmick to activate. You'll see the missiles fold down, the head fold down, slide down, and then the canopy fold up. Now, the reason I do it this way, and pop that off, the reason I do it this way is just to get that backpack out of the way. Now, I end up popping this thing off all the time, so all I'm going to do is first fold the tail fin all the way back until it snaps into place, and then reattach it. So the reattach points are right there, and they are just little clips that it snaps into. Nothing major. It pops off every time I transform this. So for the arms, and the reason I did this is to get clearance for the arms. The arms, you point them straight back, and then you fold them straight down, and then fold them back up into the front of the shoulder, and it will peg into place. It does take a little bit of lining up just to get everything pegged in correctly. So again, fold that down, take the shoulder guard, and fold it forward, and then flip the arm up, and there is a double elbow in there, and just get it lined up and pegged into place like so. Now, next thing we're going to do is actually open these bottom guards, or the bottom of the forearms back up, and really when you're transforming it, you're supposed to leave it open. I choose not to. Take the wings on the side, fold them up, and they will actually kind of peg in to the inside of the forearm here. And just getting it lined up is a bit of a pain in the butt. Once you do, everything should slide into place. So you see on the side of the arms, there are these little channels. That's where it's supposed to connect to. Like that. And then close it up, and it holds it in place. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. So kind of fold it up, line up the channels. Sorry, let me get the legs out of the way. Line up the channels on the side of the arms with the pegs, and then close up that bottom part. And there we go. So now these are not going anymore. They will not flop around. They will not slide around. They are nice and secure. Though it does look like there's a little bit of torsion being put on them. Oh well. Okay, so next up, we are going to take this little bit right here and flip it down like that into the cow catcher. Then once we've got that down, we turn the hips all the way around like that. And then once we have it back in place, we flip it back up. Yeah, kind of dumb. I realize that. Just gets it out of the way. Now, next, we are going to take the skirt guards and kind of fold them up like that, and take this thing and fold it all the way up, and reach around the back and fold this thing up as far as it will go. For the legs, we are going to pull the legs out and kind of rotate them in, and then fold them up. Next, what we're going to do is, and I've actually screwed something up, we need to turn these ratchets such they are pointing to the side. And have that little, see this little red piece? That should be pointing either down or up top. That will enable us to fold the legs back like this, and then bring them forward along the double knee. And you see this peg right here? That'll peg into the back of the lower leg. So just kind of get that into place. And this is where I'm always really careful because I keep thinking I'm going to break something. And do that again on this side. Now that we have the legs situated, what we are going to do is take these pieces right here and bring them together so they connect together. And then take the feet, the front of the feet, and fold them down and in to the bottom of what was the foot to form the front wings. And then reach underneath and grab the train wheels and flip them down like that. And now we can reattach the cannons. The last thing we're going to do for the vehicle mode are take these two pieces that I originally thought when I first got the figure were guns and actually fold them in, and they will peg into just below the main tail fin. And then take the wings and extend them until they snap into place. And just make sure that you didn't screw anything up while you do that. The overall look of Screecher in vehicle mode is just amazing. Now, I'll show you guys it when off the reflective surface here on my turntable, but I wanted to give you guys a look at it. I adore this figure. I just simply adore it. I think it looks great. And I did realize that I screwed up one little thing in the transformation, and I will fix that in a second. You're supposed to fold up the heels. As you see, I have them flat. You're supposed to fold those up. So I'm going to pull him off of the turntable and show you guys what he looks like off of a glossy surface. As I said, Screecher's plane mode is just fantastic, but this is not a kid's toy. This is for collectors. And to be honest, if you give this to a kid, I think they're going to poke their or somebody else's eyes out. Because, good God, sharp, 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 sharp. It's still awesome looking, and it even rolls with no problem. And this guy is actually made and designed to combine with the other two jets, or I'm sorry, not jets, but the other two planes, Thruster and Seeker. Thrustor and Seeker, yeah. Or Warper and, yeah, Warper. God, man, I can't remember their names. Hold on, give me a second. Stormer and Warper, jeez. Sorry. Yeah, he's designed to actually combine with Stormer and Warper and the evil train that Mastermind Creations, Annihilation, or Annihilator, I believe is what his name is. They designed him as well. Just absolutely fantastic. I love the Hearts of Steel idea and design aesthetic. I really like the look of this. And yeah, it looks a little goofy for a plane. Not totally sure this thing would ever fly, but it's very, very cool. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Check out Mastermind Creations. They've got a lot of great figures. I've already reviewed their Cyclops figure, which is huge and kind of cool. There are some problems with it, but I actually don't have any issues with this figure, or the design, or the transformation. I have nothing to complain about here. So guys, like I said, pick up Screecher if you can, or Warper, or Stormer. They are all excellent figures. And I will catch you guys next time.